Hi everybody, this is Kelly, also known on Twitter as Kelly in 1977. And yep, as I said, I am doing just a little kind of vlog review of the game. So this is why I put what I think in this vlog. So spoilers, everybody, just so you know. I finished the first campaign. There's campaign A and campaign B. The way they have it set up is that you can choose whichever person you want to start first. But you're going to start the first campaign first. So how they want you to play the game is they would like you to play as Leon first. That's why it's called Campaign A. And then they would like you to play as Claire, Campaign B. But again, I started off with Claire. So I played Leon's story as Claire. Now, if you go back after you do your second run, they call it, where you play the second campaign, you have no choice, you have to. And that's what I'm doing now. Once you beat that, I'm sure you can replay it and play Leon first. The dialogue will be different. So in the demo, you are actually playing as Leon first. I played as Claire first. So when she finally gets to the police station, she meets the sheriff cop, the boss of them, I'll call him. I forget his name. When she says who she is, and then he says, "Oh wow, are you really Chris Redfield's little sister?" But when you play as Leon, he won't say that. He'll say, "Oh, well, welcome to the Force Kid," or something of that nature. So that's where some things will differ. I did get the pre-ordered $70 one, so I got some extra outfits. So I used the alternative outfits DLC when I first played, and now I'm doing second run. I'm 4.5 hours into it, so I want to say I'm halfway through it. So the first one, no matter who you play as, you'll have Sherry in your story. And when you do your second run, campaign B, you have Ada. So that's where it differs. So it's not like playing the same as that game. So when you do campaign A, you finish it, you get a rating. I got a B. I cannot play normal because I have no help with the aim. The aim is like all over the place, like Resident Evil 4. How am I supposed to shoot 10 zombies and I just touch it a little bit and it's like at the ceiling? I tried to adjust it. It's not helping at all. I really wish they would have fixed that mechanic because they did use Resident Evil 4 settings, apparently. And this is why I can't play Resident Evil 4. The Evil Within and the Evil Within 2, you could have it on easy where it would auto aim. But then if you played it on normal, you have to aim yourself. I did just fine. No problems. So it's not me. It's the mechanics of their aiming system and how they optimized it. Really wish they didn't do that. And it should just have semi-helping and aiming. I believe it should. I mean, sometimes in the game you're aiming, and I have it on helping me to aim, which is their easy mode, I guess. And I still have to adjust it myself sometimes. And that's fine. And that's the way it should be, is what I'm saying. So, that I try to play campaign B on normal, and I was like, there ain't no way. And you also have less ammo, which is kind of sad. It should be like, because it's on an easier mode, it should be less ammo than more. That's like my opinion, so it's still challenging. But even on playing assisted, that's what it's called, like assisted help with aiming, some of them were taking 6 bullets. So that didn't change much. And I was confused because I got through campaign B Like, I was halfway through campaign B. It took me 9 hours. And I got a B. And it doesn't matter how many times you die or anything like that. It just matters how long it takes you to get through the game. And that's how they do in the rating system, which is cool. Um, so I didn't meet Mr. X, and I was like, what's going on? He doesn't like me. I didn't meet him yet. We have to do something, which I won't say what, and then you'll meet him. But surprisingly, he's in campaign B more than campaign A. And since Sherry is not in campaign B at this moment, 4.5 hours into it, I don't know what's really going to happen with the storyline. But I'm trying to give not a lot of spoilers, so I'm doing my best. But yes, I took yesterday out of school. Like, I didn't do no schoolwork. I did schoolwork for 8 days, and I was really needed a break. So I just threw myself into this game. I started playing it 12 a.m. Well, I didn't know I could pre-download it. And then at 12 a.m. it would have unpacked, which took about an hour. I was not aware of that, so I didn't actually get to play the game until 1:30. Next time I know if it says preload, now I know what that means, because I didn't know what that meant. So now I do, which is good. So when I first started up the game, got a black screen. So I went into the help that they have, and then I went into another posting from somebody, and somebody said how to fix that. I'm very disappointed that they did not fix that from the demo. There's two things you need to fix if you're having a black screen. You can hear the rain, but you can't see anything. After you do all your settings, I could go into the costume. I did all my settings. I went into the costumes. I changed them. I could look at the records. I could do all that stuff. And then when I tried to actually go into the game to play it, black screen. I don't have DX12 on my computer. My computer cannot handle that. And I believe DX12 is still new. And I know it's a component of some sort, a code that you need to play games and watch videos and stuff. I have the DX11 and DX12. I mean 10. So they contradicted the coding. If you open up one of the pages, I forget what it's called. One will say it's right underneath each other at the bottom of the file, and one will say default, which is the last one, and it's the one above it with a .I and I. That's the one you want to go into, and you want to change. If you're having this problem, you want to change DX12 to DX11 and save it. Now you'll see two things that will say DX. One says 12, one says 11. They have it set up that way so whichever one you have should run. But for some reason, the coding's fighting each other, and it's only looking for DX12, not 11. So you have to change and save that. And then you have to go ahead and enable something, visual something, and it says enable, you want to disable. So you write the word disable, capital D, and erase the N, enable, and then you save that as well, and your game should play. Now for the demo, they had it where you could not change that. So I could not play the demo on my computer at all. I played it on my husband's gaming rig that he built that has all really expensive high-end parts to it. And he has it where he can change everything and upgrade it as much as he wants. He made it himself. It was part of a project at Community College of Vermont for computer science. And unfortunately, if you took this class, you have to pay out of pocket for all this stuff. So he got the best of the best and really looked into how to be able to do this on a desktop gaming computer. It doesn't have Word or anything like that. It's only for gaming. That's it. Um, so if you're having that problem, these two things have to be changed. You can't change one and not the other. You have to change both. Okay, with that being said, I was then able to play the game no problem. No glitches, no freezes. Um, it's not blurry, doesn't look weird. The optimizer, I can walk around just fine. I can shoot. I can do saves. I'm not having a problem at all, at all. So it's not my computer. My computer can handle it. Now there's another problem where you go into it and it will say something about the memory, graphics memory. I'm not really sure what that is. I'm not a computer person. Mine do meet the requirements, but mine's in red saying it doesn't. It's not your computer. If you look at the minimum, you should be able to play this game. I actually meet the maximum requirements, and I still get it. Same thing with State of Decay 2. I get a warning about my memory doesn't make it, and it's 8 gigabyte. It does. So some things I put on low, some things I have on medium, and I'm playing a game just fine. And it looks beautiful. And it looks just like if somebody's playing on Ultra. So, I'm going to give everybody a tip. If you play first campaign, you're going to need a green key that has a 4-leaf clover if you play as Leon. Now, if you play as Claire, you'll need a hot key and it's pink. What I didn't know is that because they both show up in each campaign, the hot key is just for Claire and the 4-leaf clover is just for Leon. So there are some rooms after you beat campaign A that you cannot get back into campaign B, just so you know. But you can still get to your main goal. It's just a little bit different, and I was not aware of that. There are some secrets. I could not figure out any of the saves. I will tell the truth. I looked that up. I was able to figure out the 3 initials for the lockers on my own. And at the nest, there's something you have to do, and you have to put these symbols in. For a tip, the symbols are just like a combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 through 0. So you have to match up the numbers, not the symbols. So I couldn't figure it out. I was so confused. I was reading everything that I had. Apparently it's in there. I didn't pick up on it, and I have dyslexia, so I had to look that up as well. And then the person who gave the code also said how you find the code. So you're not looking for those little symbols. Like it'd be like 3 bars for 1. And then like for 2 would be like a line this way and a line that way. Like you're writing an H. That's 2. So that puzzle was a little difficult. So they do have a couple puzzles that are a little bit more challenging but the locker one, where you put the 3 letters in, I was able to unlock all of them. Now, in the first campaign, there's something with a PC, and I couldn't figure out how to get in there. Now I know how to get in there. So I may play campaign A again, just to get that weapon that's in there. Because I have bullets for it. 400 bullets, but I didn't have the gun. So, pretty much, I think I got everything. They have, you know how in these games they do coins, or they do, like, the sheriff badge? There's something like that in this game. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. And I'm getting them. So, if you get them in Campaign A and you miss them, you can go back and re-get them in Campaign B. And I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. Like, it saves over, so you don't have to do it again. But for each campaign, you have a certain amount of these special things to collect to get an achievement. I don't even know, because I haven't finished Campaign B. It won't tell you until you finish the game totally. And then for those who don't know, the Force Survivor mode is unlocked after Campaign B. And the tofu, maybe I'll get drunk and then play it, because why would I want to play as food? That's just weird. Um, but apparently when I read into it, that one's much challenging. Very challenging. So that's just weird. There's already talk going around that they do have DLCs already done. They're just waiting for people to play the game, and then supposedly they're gonna release these. So I will keep it on my computer. I mean, once I beat the game, like I said, I may just play campaign A again, just to, you know, get what is in that locker, and then the same item, you can reuse it at a different part of the game, which I didn't know because I didn't go down the stairs fully. I thought I could go down there later, and you can't in campaign A. So I don't know what's down there. Other than that, I pretty much think I have everything. I thought there would be like more reports and like diaries and stuff. They do have emails you can read also. I was expecting a lot more because usually there's pages of stuff. So I was a little disappointed with that because I wanted more of the story. And this story is definitely different than the original Resident Evil 2 on PS2. Just so everybody knows, it's not the same story at all. Not at all. So I would like them to actually do Clear Redfield's Veronica X again. Because from Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, then Veronica X was in the middle. And then there might have been another one, and then Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 2, for the remake, connects with Veronica X. It fills in everything that I had questions on that didn't make sense. So I'm wondering if they're actually in the process of making this. When I went back and I looked when the years and everything was released, there was Resident Evil 4 ported for PC. Then they came out Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, right back to back. In the middle of that, they did Revelations 1 and 2 in the same year. It was released 2017. And then they ported it to the DS. And now you can play it on a Switch as well. And then in the same year, 2017, or 2000, it could have been 2016, they made the 3DS Mercenaries. And then they made just a game just for the DS. And I didn't like Mercenaries. It wasn't like a real game like I thought. But the one, Deadly something, Deadly Sin or something, Resident Evil, I did enjoy that one. So, I mean, they've, 2 Wii games that I know of, Umbrella Chronicles and Doc Chronicles. They also came out with that as well. I don't know what year that was. It could have been maybe 2014, 13. I'm not quite sure. I haven't owned a Wii in a while, so. But, I mean, they did. But it could have been about 10 years ago, so. 2009, 2010, I think they came out with that. So, I mean, my point is they are releasing a lot of games. And they're releasing them, like, right in the same year, which means they're working on both at the same time. So, don't be surprised in, like, 6 months they release the remake of Resident Evil Veronica X. It would be nice for them to do it, because that would look amazing. For those of you who never played it, she gets kidnapped and she goes to a camp that has to do with Umbrella Corporation, and these are the people who get kidnapped are subjects. And she ends up escaping, and what she didn't know is before she got kidnapped, her brother was there, but he was no longer there, but there were messages left behind from him. And now he moved on, and she gets into a plane with Wesker, who's now the tyrant, basically. And she has to beat him. She thinks she kills him, but he's not dead. The plane is going to Antarctica, where the actual which is what my understanding from way back then was that this was actually the first laboratory they ever had, but is not noted anywhere because nobody can live out there. It's so cold. So apparently Chris is looking for it. She gets there because the plane is autopilot to go there. So you first play as her and an inmate, and then you play as Chris, who gets there after, maybe a couple days later. So whatever you did, he has to fix, and then you bump into each other at the end. And I really enjoyed that one. It took me a while because I had to look up the puzzles. I could not do the puzzles. I'm a lot better now, but 10, 15 years ago, I was not very good at this stuff. So I did cheat. So I would really like them to remake that one. Be pretty cool. So I feel that for this game, they took some things from Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, 7, Revelations 1, Revelations 2, and made a game out of it. And I see similarities, and I can tell you what game it came from. So I think what they actually did is did a little research, went back, maybe did some surveys, figured out what everybody liked in all these games, and put it into one in hopes that it would make people happy. It's amazing. I loved every moment of it. Like I said, I'm not done with Campaign B. I'm 4.5 hours into it. And it's really nice to play as Ada. You don't get to play as her for long. And I would like to see a game just based around her and her story. I always thought she was a spy from, maybe China, Japan, Korea, something of that nature. And it turns out she's not. But she blends in perfectly. Her outfit's a little unusual, but whatever. So I give this game, out of 10 stars, I give it a 9. And I haven't given a game that high of a score in a while. And I must say, I loved Revelations. They came out in 2017. And I love Revelations 2. The problem is that my computer for Revelations 2 could not handle the game. So I had a lot of lag. It would crash all the time. I'd have to restart. And it froze. And then I would have to restart my whole computer and make it close, holding the power button. That had nothing to do with the people who made the game. It was just my computer graphic card could not handle it, and I pushed it. I'm lucky it didn't break the game. But I did get through it, and I did enjoy it. That being said, thank you for watching this vlog if you did. If you have played a game and you would like to discuss this with me, please go right ahead. I will respond to you. Physically typing, I do respond to people. I check on a daily basis to see if I have any messages, comments, things of that nature. I hope you have a lovely Saturday. Unfortunately, I have to do housework and I have to get back to doing school. But hopefully sometime Monday I can finish the game. That's what I'm hoping on. Fortunately, I could not record it. They disconnected the recorder for Steam for this game because it was interfering and crashing it, and I don't have an external recorder. So I do apologize. I wanted to record this for you. It's a good thing that I didn't because I was lost a lot too. I was running back and forth trying to figure out what to do. But I will have another game for you guys. Like I said, Kana, I believe that's how you say it. Canada Survival Detective Story. I will be playing that one for you guys and posting that once I'm done posting everything that I already pre-recorded. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Thank you. Bye. And any new games that you would like me to play that are coming out, just let me know, or anything that you're interested in. Maybe there's a game that you played and I never heard of it that's on Steam or Humble Bubble. Please let me know.